So I'm going to talk blocking punts and kick coverage. I think special teams is one of those phases of the game that is vastly undercoached in high school football. I mean, we're so concerned about blocking, tackling, and scheme on offense and defense that a lot of times we don't put it in until game week, right? We forget to do it the first 2 weeks of fall camp. And you get to game week, and that Friday, you're just hoping that everything goes right. You're hoping, okay, I hope that kid can snap the ball back there. A lot of us don't know how to teach a long snap. A lot of us don't know how to teach a kick. We just line everybody up, and you find a kid that can snap the ball back there. He's your long snapper, and if he gets hurt, holy crap. I hope we'll run halfback toss and have the kid punt the ball because we're not sure we can get the ball back there. So we really take pride in teaching special teams and the skills of it, because we think that's a phase that we can win games. And I think only one time since I've been at Onalaska have we blocked the punt and lost it again. And we like to go after people. The first thing we're going to talk about is kick coverage. What we teach in a drill that we use, first thing I'm going to drop here is I'm going to drop a drill that we use to teach kick coverage. And we call it a net drill. I got that from a Glazer clinic. So what we got is we got 4 guys here. We got 1 coach here with a football. And then we'll put 4 guys with bags, 10 to 15 yards, all right, 10 to 15 yards distance, okay? And we'll have 2 return guys. A lot of what we work is we'll work our mesh return at the same time. We do a reverse on a return. So we'll put 2 guys back here that are working that. And the job of these guys is to keep that guy inside and in front. If you were in Brock County's last time, we talked about that same thing, of keep that return guy inside of you and in front of you. Okay, if he gets outside of your contain, now we're chasing, we have to redirect it, and you're probably not going to beat him. So keep him inside and in front. The job of these blockers, they got a bag, is to get good contact on that guy and try to drive him off course. What I'll show here, there's some good examples, there's some bad examples of guys that stay in lanes. But when you got a guy running down in a lane, a lot of times as soon as that defender approaches him, what does he do? He widens out, right? And now you just create, if you got 2 guys widening out in the opposite direction, you got a huge alley for that guy to run through. So this drill, we're trying to work that of how can we avoid that guy. We don't want to run into him, all right? He's trying to block you. Don't run into the trees in the forest. How do you avoid that guy without creating as much space as you can? So what we teach them is you want to attack the butt. All right, you want to attack the butt of that guy because he's not going to block you with his butt. He's going to try and square you up and block you with his chest. So what you have to do, your first move, is set up his chest in terms of, Matt, have you stand up. If Matt's going to block me, and he wants to block you a certain way, he's going to try and kick you out one way or another. So if he's going to turn this way, you set him up this way, boom, and then rip to his butt and get behind him and stay on your alley. Because if you just avoid him this way, all right, so if you just try to avoid him this way, he's just going to get on it, and he's just going to drive as far as he can. So set him up, attack the butt, go where you don't want to go where you do want to go, and rip. So we work that here. Coach throws the ball, all right, everybody's got that quarterback on staff, that's this guy. He's going to chuck it as far as he can. These 2 guys, for us, they work the mesh return. You can work whatever you want. If you just want to work a wall return or whatever, that's up to you. But the job of these guys, get down there, attack where you don't want to go, and then rip where you do want to go. You got 2 options. You can either tell them that they're going to set the guy up each time and attack the butt of the guy, all right, or everybody's avoiding right, everybody's avoiding left, okay? But make sure you set that up. If you're going to avoid right, you better attack left first and then avoid right. Because if you just give it away that you're avoiding right, that guy's just going to get on you and he's just going to create an alley. Okay? Where you don't want to go, where you do want to go. Set them up. And you'll see some examples of that when I flip the film up. And then once you get past that guy, you're going to have to give up some ground here. And what I mean by that is you're not going to fly 50 miles an hour down the field and make a lights out tackle. You might do it once, but if we kick the ball off 10 times, you do it 1 time and you miss the guy 9. All right? That's not a good percentage. Once you get within 10 yards of that guy, you better start breaking down. And you can say 5 yards, but if that guy's running at full speed and you start at 5 yards, what happens? He's running past you. So once you get to 10 yards, you start breaking down. And we do the Seahawk tackling, so everybody's got that leverage step now where you're breaking down that leverage step. So you'll see it, we got 4 or 5 guys that are leverage stepping, and what does that return guy do? He starts running sideways. You got a kick return guy running sideways, and you got him beat, all right? Because he's running sideways, and you build a wall, and the game tackling is gonna be there. So leverage step at 10 yards, you might give up 5 extra yards of return, but that saves that touchdown, okay? You might tackle at the 25 instead of the 20. 25-yard line in high school football, that's still good. You take it every time. All right, it might be the 30-yard line. We're not, not everybody's got a kicker that's kicking it down to the 5-yard line. Some of us, sometimes, we're not the best at it. It's something we do. It's not, we're not the best at it yet. So that's the drill, net drill. That's the main drill that we do. And we run everybody through that. The linemen are off, overdoing the lineman stuff, and we got the net drill with everybody else. Our return guys that don't cover kicks, they're back here. If you're a guy that doesn't cover a kick, we don't have too many of those, whether you do it on a varsity or JV, then you should be a bag holder, but everybody's rotating through. And we'll do it until we get it perfect. There's times where we'll do that drill for 10, 12 minutes. It's a great conditioning drill it's in preseason because you're running it, so it's not you're not just running sprints. You're getting reps out of it. So what does it look like on the field?
That rough goal, Christ, is he fast?
Okay, so this kid right here, watch him set him up. Put him where you don't want to go, put him where you do want to go then. So he takes that step. It's just a subtle step. And the camera's moving, so it's kind of hard. But he takes one step of, I'm going to go here, and then backdoors him. Okay? He lets the guy get a little bit too much hands on him, push him.
Yeah, well, you can't bend up.
But watch 13 right here. All right? Leverage down, leverage down, leverage down. Got him going sideways. Got him going sideways. Take the tackle.
How far do you run? Catches at the 10.
This guy right here, this is a great job of inside in front. He realized where that guy was going and adjusted. So he's in his lane, you tell the guy to stay in your lane. Well, your lane's gonna move. If that guy's moving, your lane's gotta move a little bit, right? Because you gotta keep that guy inside in front. He gets off a block, recognizes where the guy wants to go, inside in front, forces the guy to chatter his feet a little bit, next guy takes him away. Where do we end up tackling the ball? 5, 10, 15, 20, 22-yard line? All right, we'll take that. That's not bad.
No, because we still lost.
Okay? This guy, he's already trying to block you that way, but he knows he's got to set him up. So what does he do? He takes one step, the kid gets his hips square, and he swims them. Okay, but just that one stutter step, it forces that kid to stop his feet. He doesn't know which way you're going to go. Then he swims them. He's a tall kid, so it's hard for a tall kid like that to rip. Swims over the top. This guy right here, this isn't good. All right, this is a great setup. This is poor. This is one of those kids that he's got too much energy. He wants to fly down there as fast as he can every time. We had to take him off a kick return team because he couldn't read the guy's name. He thought the name meant blocking there. So he blocked the kid in the back every time. So eventually, you can't be on this anymore. You're just costing us yards. You'd rather fair catch than you block a kid in the back every time on a kickoff. But look at him. He goes way out of his lane. All right? In a key spot to return the ball up the middle. He's running way out of the lane. Know where this guy's going. If this guy's running on this side of the field, you can't avoid to the far sideline. All right? Took our scheme too literal. Of I need to avoid right. Well, you need to avoid right, but if the guy's running left, you won't avoid right. Okay, you got to think a little bit. Luckily, the kid hustles enough, and he ends up getting back into the tackle. But where would that tackle have been? That tackle is being made right here. If he avoids this way, sets him up, avoids this way, then comes back down and breaks down. 5, 10 extra yards. The other thing is, kid does that one time and gets away with it, he thinks he can do it every time. You know, you can't, even if he makes a tackle, just if he didn't do it right, you still gotta correct him on it, because it's not gonna be right against a better kid. Okay, this right here should have been a block in the back, but this is a great example of within 10 yards, and plywood turf right here, within 10 yards, break down, break down, break down, find a ball carrier. Okay, don't go flying in there thinking you're gonna be Superman and make a big hit every time. Do your job, break down, make a tackle. All right, don't run into the trees in the forest, right? Avoid. It's a kickoff, it's an avoidance drill, not this. Okay? Don't just try to run through everybody. Look at all this field this guy has to work with. What does he do? Runs right through them. They're staying in your lane, and there's also staying away from the stuff that's in your lane. So don't just run through cuts.
Playing physical.
Yeah.
You want me to play physical, coach?
He quit about 3 weeks later. This guy right here, this is our guy that we talked about in the last play. He didn't like breaking down, he also blocked too many kids in the back. He doesn't break down, watch it. He goes flying, doesn't keep the guy inside in front, and look what happens. He ends up 5 yards behind the play. You can't do anything 5 yards behind the kickoff return guy. Okay, you're not going to chase the guy down. Break down sooner. 10 yards. Right now, he should be breaking down, knowing that his teammates are either going to bounce that guy to him, or he's going to bounce the guy back to his teammates. Okay, use your teammates. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys right here converging. Use your teammates. Don't think that you have to make every tackle. This one right here, what you're going to see is this guy right here has a pretty good set him up. He makes one move. All right, gets back on track. We knew that Mosini was going to come attack our guys right away. So they had to have a head on a swivel on the one right away. We got to make a move. Set him up. Rip. Now get back on track. These two guys got pushed into each other, but they find a way to get back on track, converge. You see the guys breaking down. Okay, everybody's breaking down. So he makes a tackle. This is what you want to see on kickoff. You stay in your lanes, but once you got that guy bottled up, we got all 11 guys right here making a tackle.
Coach, when you're teaching, do you give them a general rule of thumb, your outside guys, your gunners?
Yes, we do.
You're putting, I see you're putting on a hash, what do you tell your 1 through 3, 1 through 4 on the backside?
So I don't run the scheme directly. Okay, so I can't tell you exactly what each number is, but we do break it down. And then we have these two guys, I know this, these two guys are outside contained. Our outside guys, no one gets outside. All right? We have 4 guys that go directly to the ball. So you stay in your lane, but once you identify it, your job is to get to the ball. These two guys gotta stay home for a reverse, especially when we know our team's gonna run a reverse. You gotta stay home just in case. And then we have 2 guys that hang back. We have 2 guys that will hang back on hashes. And sometimes it's a kicker that hangs back on a hash. I don't know who's kicking. We went through a couple different kickers. One of our kickers is our starting outside linebacker. He didn't hang back. He kicked the ball, went and got somebody. And then we had 2 free safety type players that they would hang back on a hash and just make sure that if it broke, we still had somebody. But so 2 guys are contained, 4 guys are gunners going straight to the ball. 2 guys are hanging back on hashes, right? And your other 3 are, different roles for them in terms of more under control where you got to be. But I don't run the scheme directly. I coach the drills. I don't run the scheme. I'm the O-line coach, so when we're doing kickoff and kick return, a lot of times I'm over here working O-line stuff. Camp stuff, when we put it in, drills wise, I'm a part of that. But yeah, we definitely break down each guy what their job is. This one's a pretty good one because this guy for Central, he's pretty dang good. All right, it's Daily Kale. Tell you what, Bailey Kale may have one of the fastest 40 times in the MVC, but when he's running sideways, it doesn't matter. So what happens here? Break down, make him run sideways. Number 6 right here, break down, keep him inside and in front, all right? That guy chases into him, make the play. Same thing, this is our kid before that was running into the trees in the forest. He does the right thing, break down, shed a block. 3 guys on 1, we can tackle Bailey Kale. Open field, we're not tackling him. He's good.
It takes a while to get into the route.
He touched the ball, he had 2 touchdowns of over 70 yards against us. One was a blown coverage on a pass play, one was a pick 6 that he had that was one of the most amazing. He caught it behind his back. Pick 6 has returned it. I mean, that kid is a phenomenal athlete. So next year he's a senior. I don't know if we kicked him. I mean, he's, Larry knows, Bailey Kale. I don't know if we kicked him.
Yeah, no, we didn't kick to him. No.
We
Kick
did
backwards.
this year. Next year, I don't think so.
No.
You're
We
playing
saw the
safe.
film.
Like Eric Elmore, don't kick it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the end zone.
What do you do, just go, we pick it up and keep it here.
Okay,
Well, get ready.
grip, dip and rip.
35, I don't care.
It's skinny.
It's better than the results.
Guy right here, inside and in front, break down. Could have kept him inside a little bit more, but their scheme is going that way. But he breaks down much better than, what I showed you before, where he ends up 5 yards behind the play. He's learning, at least he's learning. Okay, breaks down a lot earlier. Use your teammates.
Oh, good tackle.
Might not make the tackle, but somebody else will. Class ran the reverse. One thing that we've run the reverse for many years. We've been pretty successful with it. One thing you have to know when you're running that reverse,
Like the-
read those blockers, all right? Read those blockers.
And then you come back.
And teach your kids, you know they're running it. This guy
Be honest with you.
isn't running over here
We run up.
so that this guy can return the ball that way.
Create space.
All right, so teach them that. Teach them to learn that scheme. And Reedsburg did it to us. Reedsburg was reading our front guys. We had a pretty good kick return in 2013. I think we returned 3 or 4 of them. We got to the playoffs and Reedsburg's reading our blockers and said, holy crap, how do they know we're returning the ball when we're running that reverse? Well, they're reading our blockers. They're coached really well. So learn something from them. All right, well, if 9 guys are running this way to block, they're probably not running the naked. And if they are, keep one guy there. All right, keep them in check.
Get your safety up.
But many times when we run a kick return, we see 5 guys go this way, 5 guys go that way, and that's pretty good numbers. When you got 9 guys blocking 5, you got a good chance because 5 guys get in a reverse, or 4 guys. So read that those front guys and where they're going. These guys do a pretty good job right here. The return is going that way, so don't keep staying in your lanes and running this way, adjust your lanes. Inside and in front, this guy right here, he realizes what they're trying to do. They're trying to set a wall and probably trying to bounce it outside. So what does he do? He adjusts. He knows he's got teammates coming, so he adjusts. Same thing. Start squeezing. Start squeezing. These guys probably could have squeezed a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we're so paralyzed as coaches of what they could do
Yeah.
that we're afraid, that we don't just execute what they are going to do. Well, they could run a naked back here. They could. All right, they could, but they haven't. We haven't seen it. All right, the coach, what if they do? Well, hey, hopefully one of those kids makes a play. Cover what they do. All right, blocking punts. That's something that I love going after punts. All right, and I know we got guys in our conference here that they've probably seen it. All right, plaintiffs, they took advantage of it. They knew we were coming after them. They run their spread punt and they got one on us. They went unbalanced and there he goes down the middle of the field, wide open. Your center was down the field too.
Yeah.
They didn't call that one.
Sure was.
A little bit.
But you know, they took advantage of our aggressiveness. Is it gonna happen? Do I know that sometimes, are we gonna end up giving on up because of that? Yeah, we did. All right, we did. But I think the benefit of going after it, this is week one right here. I love blocking punts in week one because of what we talked about at the start. They're not ready for it. Okay, they're so worried about what they're doing the whole week that they're not ready for punt coverage, just as sometimes we don't feel like we are. But go after them. So what do we teach? We scheme it based on the formation. Okay, so I'll talk about that in a little bit, but what do we teach? We want 8. We want to pressure 8. Count eligibles, we want to pressure 8. Unless there's some sort of spread set, then we got to cover everybody. But we're going to put 8 down. Usually it's an even matchup, sometimes one balance. We put 8 guys with their hand on the ground. These are athletes. We probably have out there, they're, maybe one of our athletic D linemen, but for the most part, it's linebackers, wide receivers, and corners. Because I want fast guys. And when I flip the end zone, you're going to see that Nakusa's got linemen as their punt guys. Some teams have to do that, all right? You don't have a number of guys to use. Some teams it's just easier. We're just going to use our linemen because they're already out there. I'm not going to take them off the field. If you use your linemen on punt coverage, we love it, all right? We scheme for that. Why? How often does a lineman have to block a wide receiver? The wide receiver is just faster. All right, I'm going to put my wide receiver in a 3-point track stance and say, go get the ball, and expect your lineman to try and get out of your stance quick enough and go get it. All right? I love when teams use linemen on punt team, because we're going to try and go live. Okay? What do we teach? We teach 8 guys. We put a guy in a gap, and everybody's looking at the ball. We haven't jumped off sides yet. All right, knock on wood. We haven't jumped off sides yet. We teach everybody down, track stance as best we could, as best they can. Some guys aren't track guys, but eyes are on the ball, and we have them call ball. They get down in the first week of camp, they think it's stupid because we're ball. But that lets them know where their focus is. Don't worry about the count, worry about the ball. And as soon as you see that ball go, you are ripping or swimming as fast as you can. And aiming for that block point, which is about 2 yards in front of that kicker. Avoid to the side that you are on. Do not cross the punter's leg. Okay? We're not picking up 15. We don't want to pick up a 15-yard penalty. We want to block the punt. We don't want to risk a roughing the punter. And I don't know if we've had one since I've been here, maybe one. But for the most part, we've been good. Either get the punt or get the ball, but don't give them a free route. Okay, so their hand is on the ground. And how do we rep this drill? So obviously we rush 8 at a time, but we rep it in one-on-ones. So what we do is we have three or four groups. And this is a great one. You got those injured kids that can't do anything, all right? They're the first line of this drill. So we've got 3 groups, all right? This guy's got a ball. And he's just gonna be up there. So we got 2 defenders. Let's put 2 defenders here. All right, you can put one on each side. You could put them stacked next to each other. We like to try and put them where they're going to be on that block team. So if he's an outside guy, he might line up a little bit more outside. But this guy right here, his job is just to move the ball. We're not doing a long snap. We don't have 3 long snappers. Right? We're not doing a long snap of he's going to snap the ball. All he does is move the ball. He has to make sure that this coach back here is ready. This coach has another football. I'm modifying this year. I'm going to get some PVC pipes and tape an old football onto it, because what we've been doing is this guy back here has the ball. He counts 1, 2, and then kicks the ball lightly to where that guy can put his hands on it. Well, we waste a lot of reps sometimes because it's not that easy. I can't kick. It's not that easy to put that ball right into the hands. So we're going to tape it to a PVC pipe. We've been doing this drill for 8 years, and why am I going to figure this out the 9th year? I don't know. I should have figured it out a long time ago. But we're going to, just have him. Put your hands up, run through it, put your hands out, all right? We're not running like this. You sprint, at the last second, extend the hands. You're slow running like this. You don't run the 100 meters like this. Sprint, the last second, extend the hands, okay? Put them down low. Not up high, all right? Put them down low where the ball's gonna be kicked. We used to do it just one-on-one, okay? We used to do just one. What we realized, we were wasting 2 things. We were wasting reps because we had a long line of kids, and they weren't getting the second half of that drill, which is the scoop and score. Okay, so what we do then is One guy's blocking, one guy's scooping and scoring. All right? So after that ball's kicked, scoop and score. And we coach it up. You don't ever fall on a block punt. And if you fall on a block punt, you're going to get your butt chewed up. Why? It's 15 yards in the backfield. Why are you falling on it? They have to pick it up and run 20 yards to get a first down at least, right? So why are you falling on it? You got a chance to score. The only time you fall on it is if it's in the end zone. Other than that, pick it up and go. Get yards. If you muff it and fumble it around, what's going to happen? It's just going to keep rolling that way. Eventually, you're going to get the ball. Or, you know, these guys are covering, so one or two of them are going to fall on it, and you're going to get the ball right there. Okay? So scoop and score. I know against Sparta, we blocked the punt, and the kid just dives on it, and you get his butt chewed, and you got the sidelines. What are you doing falling on it? What do we teach him? Oh yeah, coach, I forgot. You know, so it's just one of those things. It's hidden yards. You know, find a way to pick it up and score. So that's what we do. We got 3 or 4 lines of that, injured guys, coaches doing this part of it, and then the rest of the team is scooping and scoring. We might have return guys. If we got a couple of return guys that aren't going to be on this, they're over here somewhere catching punts with somebody else. And then the linemen are off doing something else because linemen don't do special teams with us. All right? So, but that's the drill. So he's snapping it. 1, 2, this year we'll have the ball on a stick, and then he'll just have another ball next to him. Once it's blocked, roll it out somewhere, pick it up and go. Scoop and score. And that's the main drill we do, all right? And he might have to swim, all right? It might be a swim of the center or a rip, whatever it is, whatever your fastest technique is, get going. Okay, so this is Nakusa. This is week 1. Week 1. The other thing is, what do they do? In a week 1 game, you don't always know what they're going to do because you haven't had film on them. Okay, so you can't always tell. We got lucky, this guy turns his shoulders. We didn't know that going in, that he was an inside gap protector or whatever he was. Maybe he wasn't, maybe he just did it. But we try to scheme it if we can. If we know that they always protect, they step one way, put a twist in. Line a guy head up and the guy behind him, twist one way or another. All right, what happened here? We slanted everybody. Everybody slanted in. Okay? This guy slant in, give the illusion of outside pressure. We'll line up 8, we don't always send 8. One guy, a lot of times, is a dummy of, we're going to make it look like we're going to bring pressure out here so that this guy thinks he has to protect out there, even though it's the longest spot to get a block punt. And that's what happens here, right? He thinks that he's got to block this guy. Avoids to the side that he's going to, so he doesn't cross face. Okay, don't fall on it. Scoop and score, he almost picked it up, couldn't get it. All right, falls on it, touchdown. First one of the year.
Coach, do you assign numbers to your players? I guess what I'm asking is, do you ever drop any back for coverage, say?
For fakes and whatnot? We will. And the first thing is define eligibles, okay? Which is something we didn't do very well against you guys. They walked the guy off, walked the guy on, and we didn't. What they did was they were spread punt. They walked the receiver on the right side, didn't walk anybody on, or walk somebody off on the back side, and the tackle was an eligible guy. Yeah. We didn't recognize it, all right? Define eligibles, okay? We know right here, they have 2 eligible receivers-ish, right? Could these 2 guys run out as a receiver? Yes. But deep threats of eligible receivers, it's 2. Yeah. 1, 2. So these 2 guys, you got them, right? If they're going to throw to one of these guys, there's a pretty good shot that we're going to get there before they get the ball off. These guys have to sort through all this to get downfield to catch anything, and these guys' job is watch the punter. You're just going to sit in your shuffle and watch the punter, because if they're not going to run 4 deep here and still have time with 8 guys rushing. Okay, so define eligibles. Now, if they would have wings, and we'll put that up there. I'll have one later on. They'll have wings. Now, these guys know they have the wings. The next guys don't know they. But if they have 3 guys in the backfield, let's go. You know, they can't run a pass fake too effectively out of that. Yeah. Our philosophy is we're gonna get there and disrupt that pass before they be able to throw it. Yeah. Hopefully. If not, they got speed. But that's, This kid's not a quarterback.
Yeah.
So this is a linebacker slash tight end. He's probably not used to throwing the ball with someone running at him a ton. So could we get beat? Yep, we could. But we hope that we can get there before the week. Same thing next time, they have the ball. This time we don't block it, but he gets a deflection on it and alters it. Don't leave your feet, run through it. We don't want guys jumping. He gets a deflection on it. Should have blocked another one. Never jump, never dive. Okay, unless it's some sort of end of game situation where you need to dive, don't dive. We're not giving up a free 15. Okay? Now, what happened last time? This guy blocked down, and this guy came free. So this guy's saying, oh crap, I can't do that again. So what does he do? He steps out, and his back is still protecting his A gap. The guard's still protected, so now a different guy gets a free run through. And he almost gets blocked. Deflects it, almost gets blocked. All right, this is West Salem. This is a couple years ago. We were gutsy here in terms of, we told our guys, if the wing goes, you go with them, or grab onto them. But we sent 8 still, even with their wings. We sent 8, we're going to go after them. We knew going into this game that they were using linemen as their punch jacks. All right, we thought that was something we could expose. We told them we would get one, and we did. A lot of teams don't block with their center, right? They tell that guy to snap and release. Automatically, it's 8 on 7 if you're bringing 8. If you're willing to do it. There's a chance they fake it on you because they got, you're bringing 8, they can release somebody. But automatically then it's 8 on 7. And what we often teach our guys, and there's a pretty good example of this, you can't line head up on the center, right? But you can line up on his leg. You can't touch him. You can line up on his leg. So if this chair is the center, you can line up right where his leg is. And what we tell him is swim the center, all right? Especially if they got any sort of split. Swim the center and get back on line as quick as you can. And I got a great video clip of it. We don't get a block, but the kid was inches away from getting one against Mosley, where he swam the center, and the kid didn't block him. The kid kept his head down. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's snapping the ball. But NFL, they teach snap and step and punch. And punch. Same thing in college. High school guys were square looking to snap at. So he snaps the ball, and our guy was so quick, he was over there before he could even get up there. And he almost got blocked. So if they have any sort of wide split, we teach them to swim the center. They're so worried about inside protection, all right, that they let the outside guy come free. Run the corner, take it off of his foot. He didn't run with his arms out, he took it off of his foot, aimed low, made it at the contact point, took it off the foot. We were down, I believe, 10 or 14 nothing at this point. In a game we ended up going back and winning 36-30. This is a huge momentum swing. Special teams touchdowns they're game changers.
He crosses on that one, it's just his path though. You're gonna let him skate on that, obviously.
Yeah, that kid's a little bit of a rebel, right? If we tell him something, and do we want him to cross? No. But the other thing was, he was so sure he was getting that block that at that point he took it off the foot. That ball didn't even, he almost blocked the drop. So, yeah, but that guy, he did that a lot. And that was something that was, sometimes you live with it when the kid gets some results on it. We don't teach it to other kids. But yeah, cross face when we didn't always want him to. Got him. This is that same year, this is 2011. This is one of the different special teams coach. He quit a couple years ago. But we ranked.
Sometimes when things wore off,
We might have run 9.
I was an assistant at Ellsworth when we won at 91.
And we overruled. 4, it's 8 or 9. We overload on this one. Okay, there's that sprinter stance that we want. Get skinny, get skinny. Same thing here, outside pressure forces this guy to step out, or he thinks he has to step out. Okay, this guy, what does he also think? That he has to step out. Two guys are actually built up the middle because he sees heavy pressure up the middle. They leave somebody. So you confuse them to where they leave somebody free. He's got long arms. I'm not a fan of way up here, but he gets lucky and comes down and blocks it. Get the hands up. You're not blocking anything up here. Right? Get them out and low, take it off the block. Kid falls on it. All right, we're happy about that.
Experience, you know, for you and your kids, stuff. I mean, that's something that very few guys get to go through. State title with their son, get to coach him.
This is a couple years ago. It's 2013. So we do it. This is a little cross action. All right, so we'll do this. Stack two guys, shoot one way, and twist the only one guy the other way. Both those guards block out. Like we talked about, that center's not blocking anybody. The center vacates, you got a 3-yard alley right there to run. Okay, so both those guys, they step out with that guy. Look at that. We got a party at the punter right here. They only got 2 guys back there to stop 3. Get a block. That was a game we won 20-18. That was huge. We couldn't get any offense going in that game. We scored on we returned the ball down to the 10-yard line. Keep returning, punched in. We blocked it, punched it in. We couldn't get any offense going. So that was, special teams won us that game. And let us go to the playoffs. This is 2014, 13. Okay, this is a great example right here of avoiding to the side that you're supposed to go to. We get a tip here, it's not a full block, but he avoids off to this side. You're not going to get the block, avoid to that side. All right, don't dive into the kid's leg and give him a first down, especially when they're back up the goal line. The other thing is got to get away. This guy's in the back end over here. They almost get hit by the ball and create a flat ball. This is, I believe, this is what we're bringing. I think we bring 10. They were tight front, we brought 10. This might be, I don't know. This is just guts. We just thought they weren't going to make it. Brought 10, hit a deflection. Don't like him diving into the leg. Right, the angle that he's coming at was tough for him to avoid. Got a piece of it, so we avoided a penalty. This is the one where the guy swims the center. This kid was quick as crap for us. He was 140-pound middle linebacker that was tough as nails. Line him up tight to the center, tight as you can legally do it. Look at him swim the center. And somehow, I don't know how, but he doesn't get a block here. Slippery little kid. Center can just head down forever, I don't know why. But swim him, get skinny. All right. Don't get a block, but that's the technique that we want to see. As you can see, sometimes we play a little bit more safe. These guys are backing off or midfield, 4th and 6. That's a pretty good fake territory, right? Teams are more willing to fake right there. They back off. They say, still bring some pressure, but you won't sell the house. I think we have 2 returns. Thank you. Still won't catch it. Or we probably have a couple punts instead. The other reason we always go after punts How many times do you see effective punters in high school that consistently kick it to the same area where you can catch the ball? Right? Never, right? Our guy that does our scoreboard, he always gives me crap. You guys never catch punts. They never kick it. You don't know where to kick it. So, yeah, we try. Yeah, we have a guy back there. But if they don't ever kick it where you can catch it and set up a return, why are you working on returns? You know? It's a waste of time if you return 1 out of 5 punts. You're wasting practice time by trying to set up a return all the time. If they got a really good punter and you know you can get a return, then go after it. Get it, go return it. Or you got a great return guy, then go return it. But we don't have great guys that can catch the ball. Or, sometimes you get that baseball player that's back there, he's willing to catch anything. He'll catch it on the hop, he'll pick it up, whatever the ball is, he's going to pick it up. We don't have those kids. All of our kids will play basketball. So, go after this guy. This one, we knew. Is this, what year is this? No.
We worked on it. Pure wall, we crossed these 2 guys. And then pure was off the wall.
4th and 24. All right, we're probably not faking it.
Do you ever get punched?
Okay, go after it. Even if it's 47-yard line, probably not faking it on 4th and 24. That's a good spot to go after.
Had a decent punt then, because that generally said, okay, I gotta go and pick it up.
Although 1 year against Logan, we were 4th and 26 on our own 9-yard line, we can't fake it. They went by the same strategy of, they're not gonna fake it, let's go get it. They brought 8, our punter caught it, threw it to our wing, I think we got 20, we got 28. Your head coach didn't even know what it's called. You look like a genius in the paper. He was proud of that as well. We weren't really ready here, but the guy that got the block was a little twist. All right, we're gonna slant and go. He's a hand up, even though he's getting blocked, he's a hand up, finds the way, knocks it down. The other thing that we watch is the center. How fast is the snap? If the snap is slow, you know you got a shot. All right, we saw on film that the center was not, I used to say thump, our other guy wasn't real good with the text, so we just write it on there with his mouse. We knew that via scout film that the snap took a while to get back there. All right, go get it. We were selling the farm, go get it. This number 2 here, this kid is that hyperactive kid that kept running down the field and kick off the wrong way. He would run this drill perfect. He wasn't on the punt block team. He would run this drill perfect, and we're looking at each other. Holy crap, we got to get this kid on punt block team. The first week we put him out there, he blocked the punt for a touchdown. A week or 2 weeks later against Toma, he does the same thing. This kid's a junior who probably, we're looking at it as a freshman saying, why the heck is this kid out for football? He's never going to do anything. He's annoying as hell in the weight room, and he's just bugging us all the time. But the kid never quit. He's doing everything right to practice on special teams, and he leaves the team. He graduates as a senior with 3 punt blocks for touchdowns. So what are you doing? You fall out in the end zone. All right. Only place you fall on it is in the end zone.
Yeah, that's what I do. My coach, Stevie. Yeah. My first year as he was my indoctrination class. Oh my God.
This is the one a couple weeks later against Toma, same thing. Kid finds a way, gets skinny, goes blocks another punt for a touchdown and homecoming. I mean, the kid just had a nose for he had one skill. He could block a punt and he could fall on it. Use it, right? Find something the kid can do. We do a little twist again, slant out. We knew it worked in the previous year. Let's do it again. Slant out.
Is that right on Main Street? Go that way and then take a left. The Humvee Center's right here up front.
Slant out. Get a block.
And just hit him.
All right. Go celebrate at homecoming. That was a fun night.
So being left, I've rarely been easy.
Okay. So, like I said, special teams wins you games. I mean, you can block a punt on special teams. That's a game changer. You're not gonna. You look at those upsets in college football, high school football, pros. If there's a special teams touchdown, a lot of times that team ends up winning the game. They're just huge game changers. So that's something we stress. It's something that we like to have fun with, okay? And it's a way to get some of those kids on the field that, those fast kids that you know, can't catch a ball very well. Maybe they aren't great tacklers, but they got a skill. They're fast, they're a track kid, they can get off the ball. You can find a spot for them on special teams, as long as they can watch the ball. That 25 that we had that was covering kickoffs, the reason he was on covering kickoffs because we got to decide when we went on kickoff. If we would have put him on punt team, he would have given him 5 yards every time because he would have jumped off sides every time. You go on 2, that kid was jumping. He was fast, he was the fastest kid on the team. He wasn't on punt block because he was jumping off sides when he was out there. But that's all I got. Any questions? Anybody have questions?
Cool.
Thanks for
Thanks,
for
Tom.
coming around.
Good job, Tom.